The other day, I saw Madam Web.
Madame Web. Or Madame Web.
And short review of this movie, pardon my language, this movie's dog shit. Long review, let's talk about it. This is not the worst movie I've seen in theaters. It's also one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen. It makes Morbius feel like a masterpiece, and by the way, that movie is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. You know, it's Morbid time. Obviously, I'm joking, but jokes aside, say what you want about Morbius. At least there's some fun aspects in this movie, like Matt Smith's performance and, the Matt Smith dance scene. Madam Web was not fun. There was no fun scene. Sure, there's Pepsi product placement, but no fun scene, no dancing scene. While watching this movie, an older couple seated a few seats right of me took a nap, and that nap must have felt nice. Acting wise, most of the performances were pretty okay, not awful, but they pretty much half-assed the performances. Dakota Johnson half-assed it. There wasn't really any bad performances, just really bad line deliveries, and that's just because of the terrible script. Also, this movie heavily uses ADR, and it's quite awful. Most of the ADR lines were said by the villain, played by Tahir Rahim, and half the time, his voice doesn't match the mouth movements, and it was quite awful. Story-wise, it drags. It takes about 50 minutes to start the actual story, and it spends the first 50 minutes meandering through the setups, building up to the story, and it was quite boring. So boring that the couple, like I mentioned, took a nap while watching this movie. The camera movements, not to be confused with cinematography, were the best part of the movies. They were flashy, but sometimes it was too flashy. At one point, the camera zoomed in like it was a mockumentary, and the flashy camera movements, like the zooming in, plus with the janky editing, made me nauseous. It's just a terrible, combination. And then one more thing before I forget, the boom mic was visible in a few shots. Wow. Overall, this is an awfully made movie, from screenplay to directing to post-production. This is just an awful made movie. And I felt like I got ripped off $10 while watching this movie. If the actors don't care about this movie, why the heck should I? I'm just watching this just to warn people about this movie to just ignore it. Don't even watch it on Netflix when it comes out in a few months. The final rating of this movie, I'm feeling a 2.5 out of 10. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to cleanse myself by rewatching Hot Rod. Cool beans? Cool beans.